The transport ship Harmony's Wing hummed through the void between sectors, carrying its precious cargo of interspecies delegates to the Galactic Council's annual summit. Among the passengers were two humans, Maya, a cultural ambassador with warm brown eyes and an ever-present smile, and Ferret, a xenobiologist whose curiosity had taken him across 70 star systems. In the ship's communal lounge, a situation was developing that would ripple through galactic society for years to come. The Velkhorn cubs huddled together in the corner, their silvery fur bristled with anxiety. These weren't just any cubs, they were the offspring of High Commander Zarthix, one of the most decorated military leaders in the quadrant. But right now, they looked like what they truly were: frightened children far from home. "They haven't moved in 3 hours," whispered Ferret, observing from across the lounge. The Velkhorn were a warrior species, proud and fierce, but their young were experiencing their first journey off-world. The vastness of space had overwhelmed them. Maya watched the 4 cubs with concern. The eldest, no more than 7 in human years, kept glancing at the viewport, where stars streaked past like tears in the fabric of reality. His siblings pressed against him, seeking comfort he couldn't provide. "They're terrified," Maya said softly. "Reminds me of my niece during her first flight." "The Velkhorn don't admit fear," Ferret replied. "It's considered weakness in their culture." Maya stood up, smoothing down her ambassador's uniform. "Then it's a good thing I'm human. We're excellent at admitting we're scared." She made her way to the ship's small galley, an idea forming. 15 minutes later, she emerged carrying a tray with 4 steaming mugs. The rich, sweet aroma of chocolate wafted through the recycled air, turning heads from 3 different species. The Velkhorn cubs' noses twitched, their ears perked up. Maya approached slowly, non-threateningly, and settled herself on the floor near them, not too close, but close enough. She set the tray between them. "I'm Maya," she said gently. The eldest cub's eyes widened. You are?" "Every single time," Maya admitted, wrapping her hands around one of the mugs. "All that emptiness, all those stars, it makes me feel so small. So when I'm scared, I drink this. We call it hot chocolate." The cub's nose twitched again. "What does it do?" "Well," Maya said conspiratorially, "where I come from, we call it liquid courage. Not because it makes you not afraid, but because it reminds you that even when you're scared, you can still be brave." The youngest cub, barely old enough to speak clearly, crept forward. "How?" Maya smiled and pushed a mug toward them. "Try it. But careful. It's hot." Tentatively, the cubs approached. They sniffed the strange brown liquid. The eldest took the first sip, his eyes going wide. Then wider. Then he took another sip, longer this time. He struggled for words. "It's sweet and warm, and it makes my chest feel soft." His siblings needed no further encouragement. Soon all 4 were cradling mugs, lapping at the chocolate with small, careful tongues. "The warmth spreads," observed the second eldest, wonder in her voice. Like mother's embrace." Farid had joined them now, crouching nearby with his own mug. "Hot chocolate has been a human comfort drink for thousands of years," he explained. "We make it from a plant called cacao. It contains compounds that trigger the release of endorphins, chemicals that make you feel good. But the real magic," Maya added, "isn't in the chemistry. It's in the ritual. It's in sitting together, holding something warm, and admitting that sometimes we need comfort. My grandmother used to say that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's being afraid and doing it anyway. And sometimes you need a little help remembering that." The eldest cub looked at the viewport again. The stars didn't seem quite so threatening now. "My father never speaks of fear." "None. Your father is very brave," Maya said. "But I'll bet he's felt afraid before. Every brave person has. That's what makes their courage real." The cub considered this, taking another sip. No, Maya agreed. But it makes me feel less alone with it. Yes. By the time the mugs were empty, the cubs were talking animatedly, asking questions about Earth and chocolate and what other magical things humans had. The youngest had fallen asleep against Maya's side, finally at peace. When High Commander Zarthix came to collect his children at the end of the journey, he found them gathered around the two humans, begging for the recipe. They were frightened, Maya explained, standing to face the imposing Velkhorn warrior. I hope I didn't overstep. Zarthix looked at his cubs, truly looked at them. They were smiling, energized, already chattering about the next leg of their journey rather than dreading it. What did you give them? He asked. Hot chocolate, Ferret supplied. A human beverage. Harmless, nutritionally compatible with Velkhorn physiology. My children are calling it liquid courage, Zarthix said, something like amusement in his gravelly voice. They say the humans taught them that being afraid is not shameful. Maya met his gaze steadily. With respect, Commander, we taught them that fear is natural. Courage is the choice you make afterward. For a long moment, the warrior regarded her. Then, slowly, he placed his clawed hand over his heart's in a Velkhorn salute of deep respect. Human Maya, human Ferret, you have given my children a gift I could not. You have shown them that strength and gentleness are not opposites. He paused, then added quietly, perhaps you could share this recipe with me as well? I find myself curious about this liquid courage. As the Harmony's wing docked at the council station, word had already spread. The Velkhorn cubs wouldn't stop talking about the magical human drink that made you brave. Within a week, delegations from 17 species were requesting the recipe. Within a month, hot chocolate had become a diplomatic phenomenon, and in the Velkhorn military academies, a new tradition began. Before their first solo flight, each cadet was given a mug of hot chocolate, a reminder that even the bravest warriors were once frightened cubs who learned that courage isn't about never being afraid. It's about holding something warm, admitting your fear, and choosing to be brave anyway. End.